Assignment number 4 by Hope Colbeck. Lots of changes are affecting Coca-Cola right now. Firstly, they recently bought Costa Coffee. They saw an opportunity to get into the coffee business, and they did so with Costa because it is the second largest coffee company, right behind Starbucks. Costa was founded in 1971 and now has more than 4,000 retail outlets in more than 30 countries. Coke saw this as an opportunity because it wasn't really expanding anywhere besides soda or water. It was just kind of in that area, and with the recent changes toward health and anything like that, they wanted to expand into other opportunities. Coke wants to expand on Costa's Express drinks and their ready-to-drink drinks, but they may have to rethink their packaging on their ready-to-drink because they are also having problems with their aluminum. So aluminum in 2018 got a 10% import tax on it, or a tariff. This has caused Coca-Cola to increase its prices instead of what Trump thought it would do, which is bringing more of their production here, which Coca-Cola didn't want to do. So they just raised their prices 10% as well. So they're trying to reach outside of aluminum packaging, but they are also getting heat about plastic packaging. A lot of people are becoming conscious about plastic waste, and Coca-Cola recently released how much plastic they use in a year, which is about 3 million tons, or a Blue Whale 15,000 tons. So it's quite a bit. So right now they are trying to figure out how to expand into other markets, how to reduce aluminum, or where they should raise their prices, and also how to reduce plastic. And the way they're trying to make up for their plastic is if they use plastic, they will recycle 1 bottle for each bottle sold. So I believe 2 components from the general environment that are affecting Coca-Cola that are noted in the articles are the tariffs and the socio-culture trend of reducing plastic waste. The 10% tariff on aluminum is the general environment because it does affect other industries outside of the soda industry. For instance, Amcor, which is a foil company, and foil also has aluminum in it, so they also have to pay that 10% import tax, which has nothing to do with the soda company, but it's still affected. So therefore the 10% tariff for the income for aluminum is a general environment factor. The socio-culture trend of less plastic is also affecting other industries. So any company that produces straws or plastic cups, a lot of people are getting upset about plastic reusable containers are being affected because lots of people are wanting to reduce their plastic waste. And it's not just within the Coke industry, it goes through, makeup, even if they use plastic, is being affected. I believe the 3 most obvious specific factors that might affect Coca-Cola are the competition, industry regulation, and customers. So competition for Coca-Cola is obviously going to be Pepsi. So if Pepsi lowers their prices, it won't really affect, Kellogg's, because Pepsi and Kellogg's, Kellogg's makes cereal, Pepsi makes soda, Kellogg's wouldn't have to keep up. But if Pepsi lowers their prices, Coke would have to keep up with that. So they would either have to lower their prices or they would lose out on customers, because us as consumers prefer lower prices. Industry regulation. So there's certainly been lots of regulations going around about soda lately. I know that if there's a limit on how much sugar can go into soda, that wouldn't really affect anything else but the soda industry, so Coke and Pepsi, which certainly makes it a more specific factor or a specific environment. And then customers being the last specific environment that affects Coca-Cola. If customers decide to never drink a soda ever again, that wouldn't really affect, farmers who make broccoli, because they're still going to eat broccoli. They're just not going to drink soda. So that is only a industry specific environment. So Coke's greatest strengths. I believe Coke has a strong brand recognition. So no matter where you go in the world, no matter where you are, a Coke will always be. Red packaging will always kind of taste the same. There might be a few differences with sugar, caffeine, but not really too much difference. And they have customer loyalty. So I don't know if you've ever gone, out to eat and you say, "Can I have a Coke?" And the waiter or waitress will say, "Well, we have only served Pepsi." It's not too fun. Some people might just get a water instead. So they really do have good brand loyalty. I also believe they have a strong marketing and advertisement market or firm, because they are always getting, celebrity-induced ads or anything really like that. You see Coca-Cola almost every day, whether it's in a store, on a billboard, on a commercial, on your computer, on your phone, anything like that. I believe the weaknesses for Coke are going to be they aren't really having very much luck staying up with trends. So yes, they did just get in with Costa Coffee, they've gotten in with sports drinks, but there is a very big health kick going on in the socio-cultural world. So they don't have very many options. They haven't been able to keep up with it because, in all reality, they are a soda company. That's where they make their most money. And environmental. So going back to the plastic waste or the aluminum, they're really receiving backlash for that. The only way I could really see them making that weakness into a strength is if they did go back to just glass bottles. But as consumers, would we really want that? But they're just not very environmentally friendly. Another weakness is they do have strong competition. So for every Coke fan, there's also a Pepsi fan. So they're not going to have very many, they don't have a monopoly on their industry. They're kind of sharing it. So if Pepsi decides to drop their prices, Coke has to stay in the game, or they will lose customers. So they're always competing. It's never a easy breeze. So going into strong competition, I believe that managers should environmentally scan what Pepsi is doing. Their prices, their products, their diversification. Luckily, I believe Coke is very good at diversifying themselves. There's like 70 different flavors of Coke now. So luckily they're staying on top of that, but they always need to know what Pepsi is doing because they are such strong competitors. They should also scan for different sociocultural trends to see what people are wanting in that moment. So plastic, less sugar, more flavors, things like that. They just need to be careful of. And like I said, I believe they are doing a very good job at that, except for the environmental part and the health part. And I believe the best strategy for the corporate level strategy would be growth. Because right now, they're established. They are an established company that everyone knows. So they can only really focus on increasing their profits and trying to sell their products in more places. And they should try to expand their products. I don't really know if you would try more flavors, maybe just water, merchandise, Gatorade, things like that. I would also suggest that they try to go into other fields. So right now they do have merchandise and sodas, but merchandising is more of a novelty thing, whereas maybe if they reduce back on that, they could try to maybe just sell a Coke shirt because it's cute, not because it's a novelty. I also believe that they could work on their adaptive strategy. So they will always have to be adapting. Changes everywhere. Changing with cultural trends. They've had to adapt to that already, which they did a really good job with saying, we'll recycle 1 can for every one we use. They have to adapt to different regulations. So whether that be sugar content, caffeine content, refills, things like that, they'll have to think outside of the box to adapt to that. And they have to be still making a profit while they are adapting. So it's not just, well, if we can't use aluminum, maybe we go and get just styrofoam. Like, that's not creating a profit, because not a lot of people would want styrofoam. The drinks would go flat. They have to keep in mind how to make a profit off of that. So that is all I have about Coca-Cola. Thank you very much.